What is up, everybody, and welcome to Them Wrestling Guys. It's me, Sean, and your boy. What? All right. Matt, I guess. Okay.
What? What happened?
So we're going to be talking about Hell in a Cell.
Or the lack of?
The lack of Hell in a Cell. It is on Sunday, and we have 3 confirmed matches, which is weird at this point. So we're going to talk about those 3 matches, and then we're going to tell you what we think the card's going to fill out to be, maybe. Like, not really excited about what could be coming for the card. There's a couple of matches I'm not really happy about, but let's start with Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan against Harper and Rowan. So, kind of like what they've been doing with Harper and Rowan lately. When they were the Bludgeon Brothers, I think they dropped the ball on that. I think it was a terrible gimmick. I think they just need to be Rowan and Harper. Like, that's it. Like, they're badass by themselves. They don't need to do anything else. And Roman has been having some of his best matches he's ever had lately. I'm not gonna say that I'm a Roman mark or anything at this point, but like, he's growing on me. He's getting better every week. I think it's because they're not pushing him down your throats anymore, which is what they were doing before. And then Daniel Bryan is Daniel Bryan. It looks like the Yes is back. So that comes and goes, but Daniel Bryan will always be Daniel Bryan. He's, one of the best, I think, in today's wrestling world. So my prediction is, honestly, it depends on what they're doing with Harper and Rowan, but I'd like to see Harper and Rowan go over in this case, and see them terrorize maybe the tag team division on SmackDown. And I'd like to see him feud with maybe the New Day coming up. So I'm gonna go with Harper and Rowan. I think I'm going out on a limb there because I don't think that they're probably gonna win, but I hope they do.
I don't necessarily buy into the rumors of a Daniel Bryan tease face turn only to stay as a heel and be aligned with Harper and Rowan all this time, because it wouldn't make any sense. Why would you have Daniel Bryan pretend to be with Roman only to just turn on him when you guys could have just, all 3 of them, beat the hell out of him?
Yeah.
They're
trying to produce shock value when they don't really have to.
Right. It's tough to say. I mean, you could have the Cinderella story of Daniel Bryan finally bringing back the Yes Movement and him and Roman winning. But at the same time, like you said, it would be better to keep Rowan and Harper's momentum going. It is hard to say who I would like to see them continue, who I'd like to see him feud with in the future, because we do have the draft coming up next Friday into the following Monday on Raw. So I don't know who's going to end up where. But 2 tag teams I'd actually like to see Harper and Rowan clash with would either be AOP when they come back to TV, or possibly the Viking Raiders.
Can we talk about that AOP promo for Monday night? Dragged it out a little bit, if you ask me. It could have been a little shorter, but
the whole trying to beat people up on screen too, off of screen.
It was okay.
AOP I don't need to be sold on AOP promos or vignettes. Just bring them back.
Yeah, no, they're badass on their own. They don't even need a mouthpiece. But if Drake Maverick got back involved, I would be okay with that too.
See, and this goes back to the little shock value we're talking about. Sometimes I don't need weeks of build-up. I want people to just return and catch me off guard. Right. Like Harper returning caught me off guard. I would have just liked to see AOP just come out of nowhere and just obliterate maybe the Viking Raiders. Viking Raiders just keep annihilating weekly enhancement talent week after week. Except for the OC.
This week they had a good match.
Right, but it's like, if you're going to have them keep going over, then give us the shock value of AOP coming out of nowhere and absolutely decimating the Viking Raiders and show that they're not untouchable.
All right, moving on. So the next match we'll talk about is Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks inside of a cell. I hope this is a good match. Becky two belts is no more, obviously, for a long time now. And now she only has the Raw Championship. Banks has been gone for a while. It kind of looked like she was taking her ball and going to AEW for a minute, but WWE is not releasing any talent anymore. They already said they're not going to do that so that they could feed the competition. So I think Sasha's going to go over in this case, only because Becky's, and I'm a huge Becky fan, so don't get me wrong, her title reign's grown a little stale at this point. Like, it's nothing new. I wasn't a fan of that whole bringing Becky and Rollins' real life relationship into the wrestling. Like, I'm glad they got away from that. But the whole the man's man stuff, like, what idiot created that t-shirt on www.com? If you're the idiot who created it, let me know so I can berate you with a bunch of insults. Like, you're an idiot. That's stupid. That never should have been an angle on the show. You made Seth Rollins look weak. I mean, then you let him beat Brock Lesnar, but I'm getting off track. Yeah, I think Banks is gonna win this one. I think it's gonna be a brutal match. I know it's not the day of blood anymore, but I'd like to see some blood in this one.
I mean, if they're going to get edgier, then I say bring some blood. Obviously, there's, no blading anymore, which I'm not saying I necessarily disagree with. I mean, shouldn't have to do that, but if blood happens, blood happens. I definitely want to see some weapons incorporated in this match. I mean, bring out some tables, bring out a kendo stick. You know what I'd love to see, which I've seen in pro wrestling, but I don't know if I've ever seen it produced by WWE, is I'd love to see the first female tack bump. I don't know if we've ever seen tacks incorporated in a women's match in WWE.
I don't think so.
I've seen it in pro wrestling, but
women's division doesn't tend to do hardcore matches.
But I would love to see a tack bump in women's wrestling inside of WWE.
I don't know if they're going to do tacks anymore, but I mean, that would be cool. So who did you think was going to win?
I'd say Sasha takes it. I'd say they're going to run with somebody new for a little while, even if they don't end the rivalry on TV for quite some time. But I can...
The next question is, does Sasha successfully defend a belt this time?
Yeah, let's talk about that. You have one of the best female performers on the roster, or the women's roster today. And anytime she's won the title, she just loses it shortly after.
I think one time she lost it on Raw the next night.
She lost it 8 days later. She beat Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam, and I believe it was 8 days later she lost it back to her on Raw. And anytime she beats Charlotte, she loses it just a few weeks later at the next pay-per-view. So
they don't do pay-works every 2 weeks now, but they were doing them for a while. I'm glad they got away from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so hopefully Banks wins this one. And then she successfully has a title defense at the next pay-per-view against somebody new. I'd like to see some new people in the title talks for both SmackDown and Raw. But mind you, we don't know where it's going to end up and who's going to be where. So
yeah. Plus, we got people on injury.
Yep.
We've got Ruby Riott and Nia Jax, Tamina.
Nia Jax might not be coming back. I don't know. I heard that she might not be coming back, but that's a different video. So the next match, the last match that we know, and probably going to be the main event, I would guess.
I would hope so.
Rollins and The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. So
we've already put out a video talking about this. I don't know what's left for us to say about this except for possibly how we think the match is going to end. Mm-hmm. We have talked about the no contest. We have talked about Finn Balor possibly coming out as the Demon, or a straight up Bray Wyatt over Seth Rollins. It's a little unpredictable.
I don't see that. I don't see Bray going over Seth, honestly. I mean, not necessarily not going over, but not winning the title straight out. Like, which makes the no contest the better decision, even though Matt says he doesn't want to see that again.
I just don't want to see it 2 years in a row.
It's a Hell in a Cell match. Like, there shouldn't be a no contest anyways, because there are no rules.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know how they're going to end this one, but it's either going to end with Bray Wyatt winning the title, because that's what has to happen, or there's going to be some kind of shenanigans going on, and it's going to be unpredictable. Maybe, like I said, maybe the lights go dark, lights come back on, and they're gone. Or maybe Sister Abigail shows up, who a lot of people think is going to be Liv Morgan. Is that something you want to see? I don't know.
I'm on board for it.
I think it would be all right.
I think anybody as Sister Abigail would be great, just
as
because.
long as you get like one of the females who isn't doing anything, like get them in a storyline. Why not? You never know. All right, so matches that we think might be on the card. I was thinking we're probably gonna get Cedric and AJ again. I hope not, but it didn't look like it was over on Monday night. AJ went over Cedric again. Cedric just got a T-shirt
for the third time.
So like, if he just got a T-shirt, like they gotta have big plans for him.
Well, here's the problem I have with stuff like this: is if you're gonna have two people collide for a fourth time, you've got someone like Cedric who's been defeated 3 times. In order to even just get another title shot, wouldn't the smart thing to do is have him win some sort of number 1 contender match on TV and make it actually play out where it makes sense and make it so he actually deserves another opportunity? Instead, it's like, hey, even though you lost 3 times, we're going to give you one more shot at a championship match.
And then he would probably go over.
Yeah.
He's not going to make him lose. That's pointless.
That's ridiculous.
And does AJ really need a title to be relevant? No, he doesn't. He's AJ Styles.
Yeah.
So, next match, what do you think?
I mean, hopefully they get Shinsuke Nakamura somewhere on that card. I think they've been doing a better job of putting him on TV more often as a champion as opposed to his United States title run.
We're idiots. We forgot about Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon.
But they're doing that on SmackDown.
That's on SmackDown?
Yes, that is also on SmackDown. Their ladder match.
They're really blowing their load on SmackDown.
Well, it's the premiere on Fox, so I can't blame them. But at the same time, they are neglecting the Hell in a Cell build-up, so that's what concerns me.
So maybe I'm not an idiot. Or maybe I am. I don't know. Where were we?
Hopefully Shinsuke Nakamura.
Who would he go against, though? The Miz?
I mean, I don't know if I want to see The Miz again. We thought maybe Ali, but he pinned Ali, so why have him go up against somebody he already has a pinfall victory over?
I mean, that would be the same thing as AJ and Cedric.
There is backstage speculations of Chad Gable still getting a significant push despite his King of the Ring defeat. So maybe you could actually, and they are setting it up where you could have him and Corbin go one-on-one in a rematch after Gable destroyed his crown and everything like that on Raw the next night.
But then
or the following week.
Say anything about it this week.
I know, but it's a possibility. Obviously, you can easily, for those who watch Monday Night Raw, you can do Rusev and Bobby Lashley one-on-one with whatever angle they're running with Lana, which, by the way, is just a complete ripoff of 2015 Dolph Ziggler and Summer Rae angle.
Also, this is stupid. It's dumb. You guys are you start playing the game where Rusev and Lana are having marriage troubles. Like, that's not true. We all know that. Yeah. So don't play games with us. Don't put stupid storylines in there that don't make any sense. Rusev no-sold it anyways. If a guy was making out with your wife,
you'd run up on that stage and
you wouldn't sit there and whine. So, all right, enough of that Bobby Lashley bullshit. You can go back to TNA. Next match, I think probably a rematch for Brock and Kofi. Because I think Brock is going to win on SmackDown. And then Kofi's going to get his rematch at Hell in a Cell. And then I think Kofi's going to get effing destroyed at Hell in a Cell. He might put up a fight on SmackDown, but I think he'll get destroyed at Hell in a Cell. And then that's going to be it for Kofi's title run.
Or it might be vice versa.
It might be.
Maybe Kofi puts up the fight at Hell in a Cell after getting destroyed on Fox.
That could be true, but then he still loses at Hell in a Cell. I don't see him winning it back. But I'm pretty sure he's going to lose at SmackDown on Friday night.
I agree with that.
They want Brock, man. Brock, yeah. It's Fox, Brock's former MMA, UFC, whatever. I don't know anything about that shit.
I'm not even sure if I can see any of the tag titles being on the line. What are they doing with the Revival? What are they doing with Big E and Xavier? What are they even doing with Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss?
Wait, who are the Raw Tag Team Champions? Oh, yeah.
Bobby or not the New Day, but actually, maybe I could see them.
Maybe champs versus champs. Just for funsies. I don't know. Both the champions reside on Raw anyways, right? The Revival
so,
and
yes.
Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler are all Raw. And so maybe they'll do the SmackDown championships and they'll lose them to somebody on SmackDown. Is there anybody good on SmackDown? Oh, the Usos are going to be back Friday night. So maybe the Usos win or go for... Maybe the Usos get a title shot at Hell in a Cell against the Revival. Because maybe a lot of these matches are going to be made on Friday night. And that's why we don't know about them yet.
There's one person, if we could talk about a possibility of somebody returning, a sleeper who hasn't been out for significantly a big time of amount, but his time frame of return isn't that far out, and that's Drew McIntyre. He's someone that's been kind of hiding out in the dark right now with his minor surgery, but I think it's something they want to take care of now, so he's not out for WrestleMania season. So we could always get Drew McIntyre in some sort of angle. I don't know if I'd want to see him.
He was a big draw in NXT, but I feel like once he got brought up to the main roster, Vince just pissed all over him again.
Yeah. Even
like
though
Vince
he was
had big plans before.
Yeah, and he was poised. He was the guy that was defeating everybody in the Shield single-handedly, even though him, Ziggler, and Strowman couldn't overcome the Shield either. But he would still go over Rollins and Ambrose. So it'll be interesting to see when he returns and what angle they put him in.
We'll see. So yeah, he could return. As far as other matches, I really have no idea. There's no storylines out there.
No.
Maybe Rusev and Lashley. I could see that on a pre-show, but nobody wants to see that crap.
If we're going in with only 3 matches so far, obviously with more to be official, over the weekend, all I can say is do the right thing and put more focus into the Hell in a Cell matches. We want to see. I miss the good old days of main event matches. Going at least 20, if not more. I don't see why you can't do that with Rollins and Wyatt, especially if you incorporate, elements of going outside the cell,
right?
Weapons.
I'd like to see Ronda come back. I don't think she'll come back this early, but that would be sweet. If she came back, that would be a huge surprise.
Also, we get Braun Strowman interference after getting attacked by the Fiend.
Yeah. So a lot of things can happen here.
Would Strowman possibly do the unthinkable for shock value and cost Rollins the match? Could we see Strowman and Bray Wyatt together?
It's possible. Anything's possible, especially with WWE nowadays. You never know. So, all right, guys. I think that's going to be it for our Hell in a Cell predictions on the match card and what we think might be coming to it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, share, subscribe.
Make sure to watch it this Sunday too.
Make sure to watch Hell in a Cell Sunday, and hopefully this time we'll have a review for you. We didn't post the last one.
Yep, and we'll see how wrong we are on the match results.
We'll see.
Or our match card predictions.
Right,
Either
guys.
way, see you this Sunday. See you in hell.